You know that one playlist, right? The one you spent ages perfecting? The one you throw on after a monster of a day to just finally unwind? Well, what if I told you that your carefully crafted chill-out mix might actually be doing the exact opposite of what you think it is?
Now, I'm serious. Think about it for a second. Is your go-to anthem really truly calming your body down, or is it just making your brain happy? Because it turns out there's a world of difference between the two.
I mean, it's pretty much become gospel, right? Feeling stressed out? Put on some tunes. We have built this entire culture around the idea that our personal taste in music is the ultimate key to relaxation. But science, well, science is about to drop a pretty spicy take on that whole idea.
So to really get to the bottom of what chills us out, we can't just ask people how they feel. That's subjective. We need a way to measure it, objectively. We need to listen to the body's secret rhythm. And that story, it all starts with your heart.
Okay, so here's the deal. Your heart does not beat like a perfect metronome. It's not just a steady tick-tock. There are these tiny little millisecond-long variations in the time between each beat. And that little wobble, that's called heart rate variability, or HRV. Think of it like a direct window into how stressed or relaxed your nervous system is at any given moment.
The easiest way to think about it is like a car. Your nervous system has two pedals. You've got the sympathetic system, that's the gas pedal, your fight or flight response, and then you have the parasympathetic system, that's the brake, your rest and digest mode. HRV is basically measuring how well you're balancing those two pedals.
And here's the main takeaway, the thing you really need to remember. A higher HRV, a more variable heart rate, is a sign of a healthy, adaptable, and super resilient nervous system. It means your body is fantastic at shifting from stress back to calm. So for our purposes, higher HRV is the goal. That's the gold standard for relaxation.
All right, so if we want to test what kind of sound actually juices up our HRV, where do we do it? You're probably picturing some quiet, sterile laboratory. But oh no, the researchers on this one had a way cooler idea.
Their mission was pretty straightforward. They wanted to create a sonic showdown, pitting different genres, white noise, and even your own favorite songs against each other to see what actually moves the needle on our body's built-in chill-out meter.
And we're not talking about a tiny little study either. They got 242 people to volunteer for this experiment right in the middle of all the action.
Now, this is the part I absolutely love. The where. They didn't do this in a lab. They set up shop in the middle of a massive 3-day music festival in the Netherlands. I mean, talk about a real-world stress test, right? A place with tons of energy, tons of stimulation, maybe not a lot of sleep. Perfect. So the setup was pretty simple. Each person would just kick back in a comfy lounge chair. They'd get an Apple Watch strapped on to measure their HRV, then an eye mask and some serious noise-canceling headphones to block everything else out. Then they'd just listen to 5 different sound clips and ranked them.
And here was the audio gauntlet they had to run. They listened to clips of white noise, some classical, some rock, and some electronic music. But the final boss? A song pulled directly from their own personal Spotify Wrapped. Yeah, literally, their most played song. It doesn't get more personal than that.
So the scene is set. We've got the people, we've got the tech, and we've got the playlist. This is an epic showdown between what we like and what our bodies need. So what do you think won?
Well, first, let's look at what people said they liked. And no big shocker here, a huge 75% of people said their own song was their absolute favorite. I mean, of course, our brains are wired to love what's familiar. But remember, that's just personal preference. That's the brain talking. The real question, the whole point of this experiment, was which sound actually cranked up that HRV score. What did their nervous systems actually vote for?
And this is where the story takes a massive plot twist. Forget what people liked. This heat map shows what their bodies were actually doing. Now, don't worry about all the acronyms, just focus on the colors. The deep red boxes, that's higher HRV, that's more relaxation. And just look at that top row for white noise. It's a sea of red. It produced the biggest relaxation response across every single metric they measured. It wasn't even close.
So the official relaxation leaderboard looks like this. In first place, the undisputed champion of chill was white noise. Coming in second was slow classical music, and then way down the list, producing a significantly lower relaxation response, was our own favorite music.
Wow.
I mean, that's a pretty wild result, isn't it? It completely forces us to rethink what relaxing music even means. So let's dig into the why. Why did this happen, and what does it mean for how we should be using sound in our own lives? Okay, first, the biggest question on the table.
How on earth did a sound that is, let's be honest, kind of boring, beat out all these incredible pieces of music?
Well, the theory is that its power is actually in its monotony. White noise is just consistent. It's predictable. There's no melody to follow, no beat to tap your foot to, no lyrics to analyze. It doesn't trigger memories or feelings. It basically allows the emotional centers of your brain to just go on vacation. And that lets your rest and digest system fully take the wheel.
Which, of course, brings us to the other side of this puzzle. Why did the music we love the most, the songs we have deep emotional connections to, pretty much bomb this test?
Well, it's kind of a paradox. It's because you love it. Your favorite song is absolutely packed with emotional baggage. It makes you feel happy, or nostalgic, or energized, or even a little sad. That emotional response, even when it's a good one, is still a form of stimulation. It fires up your brain and kicks that fight or flight system into gear, which physiologically is the exact opposite of being relaxed.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that we need to start thinking about an audio diet. Your pump-up playlist for the gym and your wind-down playlist for bed should probably be two very, very different things. For mental energy, for joy, go ahead, blast your favorites. But when you need to truly relax your body, to lower that physiological stress, try a little experiment. Ditch the familiar tunes and put on some simple white noise. Because it leaves us with this one final provocative question. Is the music that engages your mind the most actually the least relaxing for your
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.